Today is Sunday, it's 15th of May, and we're up in Calvi. Yes, we're in Calvi, but we're in Capdella, and we're going to do a little bit of a sponsored walk. It's in aid of those people on the island who are less fortunate themselves. So we've got inscribed, we've got our little armband thing, and it's all being organised by the Rotary Club of Calvi together with the 41 Club. We have friends in both of them, so we should know one or two people. So we're actually in Capdella, and we're by the swimming pool, and it's got lots of memories for us, so we're just going to have a little look around here. So in years gone by, Anita and I used to come up to Capdella. We used to bring children from school and they used to go swimming in the pool. I think it'd be a bit more of a paddle today. They're still filling it with water, so I think that might take a little bit of time. And at the end there used to be some diving stages, so we used to run competitions, and then next to it there's a little five-a-side football pitch, and so we used to run five-a-side football competitions as well, and the children would have a great time here. But also by the pool is the bar, Savinia Bar, and it's somewhere we come and have a menu now and again, and with a pool, what more can you want? We're going to have a little drink and catch up with a few people we know. So we're setting off on our walk, and we're doing the short walk. There is a long walk, but we're going to do the short walk. They are very short walks actually. Even the long walk I think is only about 8 or 9 kilometers, and our short walk is deemed to be about 4 kilometers. So those of you, particularly the students at BIS from years ago, they used to do the 25-kilometer walk, and this is a walk in the park, I think. Still, I can't walk very quickly, so I need to do it like this. Today we've got some help. We've got the police on duty, and we've also got some red-vested support who are experts on the local area, and apparently we can ask them questions about anything, animals or flora we might see en route. And well, hopefully we're not going up any mountains, so it's going to be fairly flat. So just starting by walking through the village of Capdella, a really nice village in the area of Calvi, just at the foot of the Tramontana Mountains, down in the south of the island, so fairly close to Galazzo. We're actually going to be very close to Galazzo in some of the walks that or some parts of the walk that we're doing. Not actually in the finca though. So this sponsored walk started, I don't know, before we came to the island, so 40 plus years ago perhaps. First sponsored walk I was involved with was probably 37 years ago, almost to the day, and that was a walk up and down the promenade in Arenal to along the Playa de Palma to Caldenarasa. And you can imagine that it's hot today, probably 26, 27, maybe higher. But walking up and down the promenade was really, really hot. Later on it was organised by Walter and Vera Foster, who actually were residents of Capdella, used to live here years ago. And so our sponsored walks to the school used to be finishing here. They actually started in Genoa, the long walk anyway, short walk started in Calvi, and Walter retired and became ill, finally passed away, and Vera now has moved to the UK, and the sponsored walk was taken over by the Rotary Club of Calvi, who are running it today together with the 41 Club. And John, who was our leader, who's marching on ahead, is from the 41 Club. As you can see, we're just walking through the back streets of Capdella. It's a very small village. Not really many shops or bars, but it's centred around the swimming pool and the Savigne, and so that's why we used to bring the children there for swimming and for some fun activities really towards the end of the school year. We're walking along, there's not a lot of shade, so luckily Anita's brought her own. I've got my hat on, but it's going to be a bit warm. And we were told to make sure you brought your water, so I do have water with me.
Normally I would cycle up here. Yeah, I cycle up.
Nice sign at the front there saying beware of the hikers, because here we come. So this is the road now that we're going on, which leads us to Finca Galazzo. Galazzo is the name of the mountain, sort of very pointed mountain right in front of us. And years gone by, I've actually climbed to the top of there. I don't think I'd be doing that now.
William did.
Yeah, when our family were here at Easter, they did. They went all to the top, including William. So well done, William, and well done the rest of the family. But William in particular, just 6 years old.
Yes, yes.
Last part of the walk up there was actually a climb, so to scramble over some rocks.
Local events, I've watched them there before. There's been a lot of around hillside in Old Antwerp, and they're riding their mountain bike down side streets, and they've a ramp on one side and they jump over bloody sticks, and on the other side.
But a nice opportunity to get out in the country. Fresh air, but it is a little bit warm. I think sponsored walks like this should be at a cooler time of the year, perhaps.
Bit of snow would be good too.
Each are marching on there to find some shade. Well, this is actually the block where Vera used to live. Vera and Walter used to live on the, it was the top floor here.
I should say Walter lived here.
Yeah. You should have a blue plaque, do you think?
Balloon, at least.
Walter and Vera lived here. Someone was asking me about them, whether we actually knew them, and obviously we did, and yeah, I used to work with Walter and Vera at the school. It's a long time ago there now, thinking about it, it's nearly 20 years ago. Wow. We're just reaching a slight incline. It is only slight, thankfully. And we're bringing up the rear.
And there's a lot more people behind.
Are there? Oh, I thought we were the end of it. Like when you watch those cycling races and you see all those people taking off at the front and then there's stragglers at the back. I thought we were the stragglers at the back. But the roads are quiet, so we're not come across any motor vehicles yet. Not moving anyway.
It's very hot.
It sure is. So, if you're going to Finca Galazzo, go that way. And no, it says accept residents or authorised people. It's curious. Must be another road to Finca Galazzo. We did go there a few months ago. We had a really pleasant walk to the Finca. Oh, now we're going off-road. So we have the crunchy underneath the foot sounds of the walkway here. It's still pretty well kept, so it's not too difficult to walk.
These walkers know where they're going. Well,
Yeah, there's another red-vested guy with them. So hopefully nobody will get lost. We're not too far from the village anyway. There are lots of tracks like this in Majorca, particularly around the Calvia area. So it's a sort of a walker's paradise. But we're getting towards the end of the walking season really. It's getting that bit too hot.
there's some sheep.
Yeah, it is an agricultural area. And they're doing the sheep shearing over to my left, so the buzzing noise, if you can hear it,
I guess that's all the fleece.
is the fleece being removed from the sheep, and they'll be very grateful for that, I'm sure. This is getting a bit warm. I don't think I would want a woolly vest on. I've never actually seen that before, but there you go. Something new in Mallorca. There are a lot of sheep on the island, a lot of goats as well, but a lot of sheep. Goats tend to be wild, though some are actually kept. I did bump into two just this week, last week, when we went up to Majorca to film the Richard Branson's Virgin ship that's in, and right in front of us there were 2 or 3 wild goats, and they can get really quite big. These are just a sort of a medium size, but I have noticed them much bigger than that. So this walk that we're on, charity walk by the Rotary Club, and the money that's raised is going to a local charity, local children's charity. So it's always good to support them. So the way it works is each of the participants pays to come on the walk. So it's not like the traditional sponsored walk that we used to have in the past, or even the sponsored walks that you might have been participating in the UK, where you get sponsored per kilometre. This is one where your sponsorship is your payment to participate. So each participant, each adult participant is asked to pay €15, and that goes towards the charity then. And children €10, and that way there's no collecting of sponsorship on these afterwards. It's a little bit different. They do have a website, and they do have their bank details there so that people can donate money if they're unable to walk on this particular day for whatever reason. So you can still actually support the charity, so a number of people will do that. And then When we finish the walk, we'll go back to where we started, Savigny, Capdella by the swimming pool, and Izzy's there, and she'll be providing some entertainment, and there's going to be a barbecue and just a little bit of a fun afternoon.
And then a fun evening.
And then, some of you may have realised that Anita and I have quite busy lives. So, yeah, so today we've got our sponsored walk, and then this evening we have a very, very important football match. So we're playing Rayo Vallecano, and there's only 2 matches left to play. We're still in the relegation zone, so it's exceptionally important that we win this particular match. So they really got to pull everything out and get cracking and scoring some goals today. So tonight, 7:30 kickoff. The last 2 or 3 matches have actually been on free-to-air television in Spain on a thing called Gold TV. So hopefully we'll get a good crowd there who will be pushing the team along. I can't imagine that Rayo will be bringing too many supporters. They really don't have anything to play for. They're not in the relegation.
So they might as well let us win.
And they're not anywhere near the top. So hopefully we'll have a good time this evening.
No, there's a lot more behind us.
De la iglesia en los siglos XIV, XV, XVI utilizaban esto para ponerle impuestos a la gente que trabajaban en el campo. Entonces lo que hacía cuando hacían una cosecha de oliva, el 20% lo tenían que depositar aquí. Hacían una cosecha de almendra, el 20% lo tenían que depositar aquí. Y
It sounds like the equivalent of a tithe barn.
como si fuera el IRPF de hoy en día, la declaración de la renta, más o menos.
So
Tenían que un impuesto.
the picking the olives,
Okay,
20% of
for
the
those of you who
olives.
understand English, you won't be able to understand the word I say because of my accent, probably. However, this is the equivalent of a tithe barn. So whenever they got their crops in, the local people had to put 20% of everything, whether it was almonds, whether it was corn, whether it was olives or whatever. Okay? So this is a way of sustaining the church, because that was the tithe to the local priest, bishopric, or whatever. Okay? That's it. So if you like to put your 20% in now.
Can you do it in Irish?
Oh, true, sure.
Taxes are obviously not new.
Gaelic not. Gaelic.
Right, we're going to move on. Now we've had a little bit of a history lesson.
How do you know we're just cycling? You should know. What's the biggest part? What looks like a big on top of the toilet?
Oh, it is hot.
So normally we'd be on a walk like this and we'd walk past something like that and wouldn't actually know what it was. Useful to have someone to explain it was actually used, and it's actually quite ancient. It's been there for hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's home now. I think it was one of the tall ones.
those people who were doing the long walk set off about 15 minutes before us. And they're probably walking a little bit quicker and maybe back at the same time so we can have lunch together. In the past, our walks were, the long one was 25 kilometres and the short one was 10 kilometres. And Anita used to do the short one with our little children, and sometimes when they were actually in pushchairs, so she would push a pushchair around the short walk. One of the things we were warned about was snakes. Snake season at the moment, apparently. And the Mallorcan snakes, none of them particularly dangerous. None of them are venomous. They don't usually bite. So nothing particularly to worry about. We've got a little bit of road here, it's got some tarmac on.
An online dating thing here, but she goes to France quite a lot. She's doing something over there. There's nobody, she's not met anybody. There's not even anybody. Wednesday. People tattoo online. Yeah, but men don't want to talk coffee with you.
I think I need to do this one as a 360 video, so that those of you who've got the 360 goggles, you can actually have a look around as I'm walking. The whole walk could actually be quite long. The scenery is beautiful. I'm loath to turn the camera off.
Do a big loop here and then come back down there. So this must be what the car will push to the end, is it?
Single file along here, please.
Haven't lost anyone yet, have we?
No, well, I don't want to either, thank you.
How many miles up this way?
Not very far, just round the corner.
Just around the corner. That's what we always said to the children. They used to say in the coach, "Are we there yet?" And we'd just say, "Just round the corner." Could mean anything, couldn't it? But it's a lovely walk in beautiful countryside, and hear the birds, see the flowers. And there's Galazzo again in front of us. We've only been walking about 20 minutes or so. We're walking, going to be going down a slight incline. Always worries me, because if you go down, that means you've got to go up again. I'm sure we'll be okay. Anita's striding on ahead. She's with her friend Christine, part of the knitting group, and also a former teacher. hands. Lovely singing of the birds. Road goes off to the right here. It looks as though we're going to take a track off to the left. And we've got a sign. There's lots of these around the island indicating the different routes that we're walking. A slight incline now, and it's a little bit more uneven.
You there yet? Not yet. Just round the corner. The next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ja, wenn man arbeitet, ist das ja auch. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie viel Arbeit ist, aber auch, ne? Nee, ne?
Already? You wanted to come and give you a try? Yeah. Wir arbeiten nicht so viel. Wir können nur
It's just we don't know it. So, I don't know. Years ago, when I lived in Denmark, actually, go back further.
Looks like we might have bumped into another group of walkers.
When we went to life,
Going off to the right. Still part of the Rotary group, but maybe a different walk to us. Path gets a little bit narrower here.
That wasn't what I'm. Honestly, that wasn't what I'm saying. I said, I'm just telling you, I had a feeling that you
Now Galazzo just to the right. We have a bit of shade, a little respite from the sun, and a little area that's recently been planted with some Some trees. Just waiting for the slow coach there. Oh, it's getting warm, eh?
A bit hot. John said it was just round the corner.
Standard. I'm beginning to make a few little drips of sweat now.
Go home and put the air conditioning on.
Ooh.
Hill ahead.
Got a whistling hearing aid. Switch it off for a bit. So the path now goes directly ahead, but it looks like there's a slight upward incline. So not too bad, except for the heat. There's no bar to stop in. I think anyone who's actually going to watch all of this video really needs to put some nice music on and enjoy the countryside. Here comes a slight incline. Whew. I think I might need to watch the video myself actually, concentrating where I'm putting my feet.
Really stony on the foot.
Nearly at the top of this bit. Take a left here. Oh. And now we have a slight downward incline. Oh. any astronomy buffs out there, there's a tonight there's a full moon, but not only that, we're going to get a lunar eclipse. Fortunately, it's right in the middle of the night, so you either got to get up very early or stay up very late, or get up in the middle of the night. But one of those where we should get a blood moon if all the conditions are right. So the moon will turn anything from orange to blood red. And
So what happens?
well, it's because the moon, as it goes around the Earth, tonight it's actually going to go into the shadow of the Earth. It actually takes about 5 hours to pass through the shadow of the Earth. The Earth, of course, is much bigger than the moon. So where a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse, where the moon is maybe a few minutes, these eclipses of the moon can last for hours. And the one tonight is one of those. So here in Mallorca we should be able to see it, in the UK you should be able to see it. I'm also assuming that the sky is clear. And I'm sure it'll be broadcast on the internet. NASA will be recording it. And it's because the blue light doesn't get refracted round, and so it's only the red light that actually gets onto the moon. So it really depends on the atmosphere and atmospheric conditions as to what intensity the red is.
No, she ought to be.
Yeah, but I don't like, not like Sally.
Oh, we've just been walking for about 35 minutes, I think, have we?
Yeah. It's take an hour.
Nice, steady walk. So probably, we'll be moving well, it's going to be about an hour's walk in total. Really had any stops, just one little short stop. Just going towards a little bit of tarmac area. I won't be so worried about where my feet are falling. I think the walkers are actually getting a little bit more spread out now.
Yes. Nowhere near us.
It's not good, it's too hot. I mean, I like walking, I wouldn't dream to
I'm trying to change hands as I'm holding the camera. My fingers start to go numb after a while. And now we're going to have to change hands. There's a bigger group in front. Doing quite well.
And I came for Christy because, I mean, I was out all day yesterday, so I absolutely wasn't really in the mood for walking at all, but I felt, she said, oh, I don't mind. I said, well, yeah, I know you really wanted to go.
Yeah, if she'd known we were coming in,
But then she would have, yeah, she could have come anyway. It's just, I really am flagging.
Oh, a little bit of shade for a while.
Ines was in Ibiza yesterday, Steve.
Oh, I'll send you.
Went to Ibiza yesterday for the day.
Sorry?
Ines went to Ibiza for the day yesterday.
Oh, for the day, oh, that's what we do. Helicopter flight?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
You jet setter.
I'll have to send you the link to where we went to eat. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was just somewhere you would normally not find, you know.
Yeah.
Send it to Dean. I'll send it to Dean because we spent a lot of time over there.
I don't know if Dean would want to go there. Would he want to go to just a shack on the rocks to eat fish?
You have to catch it first.
Not quite. But we didn't get there till 4. We were gone 4, and we were lucky. We got a table. It was just one table. But if you look, when we were looking online to try and ring them, they kept saying that it was closed.
Motorised vehicle.
Civilization up here.
Yeah, so anyway, one of the girls had seen remarks on TripAdvisor. So she said, I know it's open because people are making comments on TripAdvisor like these days. So maybe they've just said it's closed so they don't get too many people because it was packed anyway.
If it's a good place, it'll get full of locals, never mind tourists.
Yeah, exactly. There were no tourists there, definitely not.
Do you ever look at these things?
Do I look at them?
Often.
Does he look at them? He posts them on Facebook.
I post them on
hundreds
there.
The whole thing.
Thousands of people look at
I put them onto YouTube.
You put it fast so that it walks really fast.
You could do this fast, couldn't you?
I post it as a 360 as well, so if you put those goggles on, you can look around and see everything.
Ah, okay.
So many people make comments, don't they? About how they love the video.
Land Rover.
Stoppers and stuff.
Oh
Been
yeah.
out of the UK for quite a while, that one has. And we're just about to get back into Capdella. More or less done our circular walk. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to catch up with the rest of the group.
It's all sort of got
We've amalgamated.
straggled out now.
I don't know whether you noticed, but the people who are disabled,
Yeah.
they've only done that
They
up
did
to
the
that
shorter
crossroads
version, yeah.
and come back down now. Taste the beer.
Nearly there now, John, nearly there.
That's why. Have you noticed how much quicker you can walk?
You're racing for the beer, are you? A nice cool one is called for.
I'm hoping there's some left.
How long the battery's got left? Oh, it's 40% battery, that's okay, we should get back. Now we're back to the apartments where Walter and Vera used to live. Someone asked me how things had changed in Mallorca in the 37 years that we've lived. And one thing that's changed for us where we live is that we have rubbish bins, because we used to put our rubbish on a post like this when we first came to the island, and the rubbish collectors would take it off. It needed to be kept off the ground so that the rats and cats didn't get to it. Well, that's how we used to put our rubbish out years ago. Now, certainly the areas where we live, there's plenty of bins to use, and they are emptied every single day, 365 days a year. How many steps have you done, dear? Not many. That's right. 6,000 by the time we get back. A little breeze, which makes it quite pleasant. Hope it's not giving you too much wind noise up at the top there, the camera. Certainly pleasant for us to get a little bit of that wind noise. Sorry, that little bit of a breeze. We don't want the wind noise, just the breeze. Oh, my brain must be affected by the sun. More bird song, lovely. It might be a thing with age. I don't think I ever appreciated birdsong as a child. I certainly do though now. I see some shade. So, Graham and Keith were setting up the barbecue when I first got there, so hopefully they'll have some burgers or sausages. I'm not sure what they're cooking today, all ready for us when we get back. Very nice breeze. We just walk to the end of this road, turn right, and we're back to Sardinia and the swimming pool.
Really?
Yep.
Nice glass of water would be very appreciated.
There is water in my bag if you
No,
want some.
cold.
It would be quite warm by now there. I think I might have a pint of shandy. I think that will be my first quencher. So just a point about shandy. When you ask for a shandy here, it is normally done with lemon, and the typical one is Cass lemon, as opposed to 7-Up or Sprite. The Cass lemon is actually a yellowish in colour.
Yeah.
Bien, muy bien. Photo, video,
Finish.
video.
Finish.
to the shandy. I tend to prefer the shandy, which is with the lemon. If you want it with Sprite or 7-Up, then it's called the Clara. Clara, C-L-A-R-A, Clara. So when I have a shandy, if you notice, quite often it looks sort of cloudy because of the lemon colour that goes into it. Gives it a cloudy effect. But I quite like the taste, it's very refreshing. Dreaming about it now, aren't I? And this is the, well, that's the centre of the village, where the Savigny just down here on the right hand side, and the village church up to the left there. Less than an hour. I need to spot some shade on the left hand side here, so happy to it. Surprising what a nice difference it does actually make. And here we are, back, having completed our short walk. Not sure how far the short walk was. It's taken us just less than an hour, so probably around 4 kilometres or so. And there's a stage area just over here, which where we usually have the entertainment.
Wer Gas gibt, hat schneller ein Bier, Freunde.
We made it! And so here we've got some salads, and then Graham and Keith down there doing the burgers and things. The pool has been filled up by a tiny little pipe down there. Might take about a week to fill up. Right, that one for me. Thank you.
Salad.
Have a piece of that cocktail as well. Thank you. So lots of different salads and things there. I'll show you the burgers in a minute. Here's the burgers and sausage department, all working very hard.
Okay.
Burger for me, please.
Onion.
Yes, please. Well, we've had a great sponsored walk, and hopefully they've raised some money for the charity. And we've just had lunch, and we're going home now.
Cool down a bit.
Thanks very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.